Hey everyone, Ro here. Today we review the first episode of the Book of Boba Fett. It's kinda hard to review an episode without spoilers, so spoiler warning before we begin. We won't be going too in-depth on the story, but you get the idea. Now before we crack on, if you follow my Instagram, you will have seen I'm starting to dive into my very first Star Wars novels, experiencing this new world of Disney canon Star Wars lore. And well, if I enjoy them enough, I'll probably want to talk about them, so that may be coming up on here. But anyway, with that said, let's just jump straight in with the Book of Boba Fett. Man, what a start. I'll be honest, I was a little surprised there was no replay of that Mandalorian end credits scene, seeing Boba and Fennec taking control. I know 90% of the people watching are Star Wars fans anyway, and they will obviously remember it, but still I was a little surprised. A character like Boba could well be bringing back some older fans, people who may not have been around since the Return of the Jedi. And with that in mind, I thought there may be a little bit more of a setup. However, with that said, the kickoff with the empty palace and the Bacta tank was oh so good. The ominous ambience and the music, it just drew you in immediately. And then the second those waves of Kamino appeared, oh man, right, that's it, I was all aboard for the Book of Boba. Right then and there, within those few seconds, all the faith has been confirmed that there's going to be no drop off from the level of the Mandalorian. It was just a killer start. The waves of Kamino, the flashback to Jango's death from the prequels, all of it just saying so much without even a single word uttered. Just the beauty of great storytelling, reintroducing us to this character, his motivations with nothing other than a dream sequence. And well, from there, yes, we saw it. The scene that fans have been longing to see, on screen at least, since the Return of the Jedi. Decades in the waiting. Boba Fett clawing his way out of the Sarlacc pit. The figurative and literal rise and redemption of Boba Fett. And this is where the great little touches began. The stormtrooper armor who fell in before him in Return of the Jedi if you watch it back. Seeing the ruins of Jabba's ship on the surface of the sand. I mean, do I need to mention the Cantina-esque music so homaging the New Hope music? All just subtle little details that real fans appreciate. And ones you know have been paid attention to by the true fans that have created this and The Mandalorian. Honestly, it's widely said The Mandalorian is the redemption of the Star Wars franchise, and well, the Book of Boba is really looking to just keep on continuing that theme. And well, in speaking of The Mandalorian, from this point on it definitely took on a similar feel to that, particularly with the flashbacks into Boba's past. The soundtrack very Mandalorian-esque, the slower pacing of the story, the use of telling the story through images and actions rather than relying on dialogue, all very much the same method and feel as The Mandalorian, which shouldn't be a surprise considering it's from the same creator and is in essence a spin-off of that series. If it's not broke, don't fix it, and well, the Book of Boba so far is not trying to do that. Now, I'm a fan who hasn't dived into the extended universe that is now Legends in any real depth over the years outside of mainly the video games. So in seeing this portrayal of Boba, it's a real fascinating insight into this character for me. And even from this first episode, we begin to see very early on, he's not all the villain of the piece the original trilogy of movies would have you believe. In attempting to escape from the Sand People, he very clearly holds back from beating down the young one who tries to stop him from escaping. He sees it's barely more than a child, and so he holds back from attacking him when he has the opportunity. And this shows us at least a moral code to this infamous bounty hunter. there's more to him than meets the eye. And then once more later, rather than executing or torturing his prisoners, he extends the opportunity for them to earn his loyalty. This is a man who, whilst being on the wrong side of the law, is not on the wrong side of his morals. We also see throughout the episode that Boba may not be quite what he once was. As if the Bacta tank wasn't your first piece of evidence, Boba is handily taken out during his first escape attempt with the Sand People, and later during the present time, he struggles against the ambush that is sent against him, really relying on Fennec a lot more than you may have expected. While that resolve and force of spirit that helped him survive the Sarlacc once more emerges, we see that the effects have still taken their toll, and ultimately he needs to rely back onto his equipment to get back into the healing Bacta tank. It'll be real interesting to see how this develops throughout the series. Is this now a situation that Boba is really having to live with? Or might we see him recover some of his glory of old? I'll be honest, it was a little surprising for me after that badass scene we all know and love in The Mandalorian. I thought this was going to be a Boba Fett that just kicked ass throughout. But this change is a nice development in his character and is giving him a little more depth. And on that point, the character portrayals throughout were all really good for me. Boba and Fennec, they all felt like well-rounded characters already. Again, another advantage of following The Mandalorian, but also keeping with consistent writing. The new introductions and side characters all have the promise and have me wanting to see more. I have to say the Mayor's Major Domo was a particular scene stealer for me. I haven't looked up the actor, but I know I have seen him from something else. I'm sure we'll see more of him on screen as we go. Now, the episode ended with a couple of questions needing to be answered. What's next for Boba's promising relationship with the Sand People, now having clearly won their respect? And just who sent those assassins? I mean, money's most likely on the Mayor, but on a world like Tatooine, anything is far from certain. As first episodes go, it was a great one. Honestly, I would have loved for it to have been a little bit longer, giving us a little bit more time in setting up Boba's new position and environment, showing us a little bit more of Mos Espa and the territory that he's looking to control. I get it, it's stuck to the Mandalorian template that clearly works so well. I just think maybe Boba's story is one that could use a little more showcasing and development, particularly in regards to his wider situation. Regardless though, that may well come in time, and again, I just love this first installment. The little details and homages, the consistent and well done characters from writing to acting, the intriguing background story, and the questioning current one. It's all setting up to be a real fascinating ride for this cult character, and one I'm very much looking forward to seeing unravel. But as always guys, what do you think? What did you think of the first episode of the Book of Boba Fett? Did it live up to your expectations, or did it not? Either way, let me know why. But as always guys, that's it for today. Huge thank you to all my subscribers. If you're new, please consider dropping a like and subscribe to help the channel grow. And with that said, I am off, and I'll see you all again real soon.